and welcome to Scottish Ballet's third webcast of rehearsals for Romeo and Juliet. I'm Gillian Harvey, and today I'm live in Tramway with Scottish Ballet's Artistic Director Christopher Hampson to get a look at the latest run-through. In about 20 minutes' time, I'll be putting your questions to dancers Remy and Beth, so make sure not to miss your chance to get involved. You can tweet us using the hashtag #SBRomeoJuliet, or you can send us your questions on Scottish Ballet's Facebook page. But for the moment, I'm going to hand you over to the dancers as they continue with rehearsals for Romeo and Juliet.
Thank you, Richard. Good job, guys. Okay, let's just go back on a few things from the beginning, though. The first flick in the arabesque, the lift, Beth, the double flick, just right at the beginning. So this coordination is excellent now, but it doesn't have the right dynamic, Beth. So we need to get a bit more thrown energy in the legs. Really flick and take your head stage right. And, okay, so Remy, that was just you bringing her down. If she's going to go into it with a bit more force, you need to bring her down a little bit more carefully. Just be ready for it. And up. So I'm only getting one leg. Sorry, Ben. You're getting the right one's flicking, the left one's not doing it. So, and two legs up. Good, better. All right, so we'll just keep working on that. And again, always just pulling out more and more and more as we're getting closer to finishing this off. We just need to push the spacing and the extremities a bit more. Yeah. Now, Remy, control her legs on this lift. Make sure they don't, straight up and down. Good. Okay, good. Good. So just going back to the solos when you go away to check if the coast is clear, Remy. So again, maintaining, as we're getting the spacing, we're getting further apart from each other. We need to also send the energy back towards each other, so we're still communicating with the solos. So I'll count you in, 6 and 7 and 8, and a 1, 2, and a 3, and 4, and a 5, and 6, and 7. So I lose you in the mirror there, Remy, on the cabriole. Okay, keep me connected between you. There we go. And just maintaining. Good. Yeah, that's better. You're not getting quite round far enough. Remy, can you just maybe not travel so close to her, because as she's coming back round with this rond de jambe, we need to get her leg right towards you. And if you're too close, she'll probably chicken out in fear of kicking you. Yeah? Should we just try that bit with some music? Let's go from when Remy goes up the stage to check. Let's go into those solos again. Thank you.
Okay, so Chris, what can you tell us about the scene that we're watching Beth and Remy rehearse here?
Well, we're seeing the second part of the love pas de deux, which is the balcony pas de deux. So this is really when Romeo and Juliet declare their love for each other. And Beth and Remy were working on this the last time we did the webcast, but we're a week on and we're getting closer to the performances. So Hope Muir, our rehearsal director, is starting to ask a bit more of them emotionally and to make sure that the movements are completed to their full extent.
And we've seen how precise the coaching is in the last couple of webcasts. Obviously, we've been following Beth and Remy's journey. How can they remember all the instructions that are given to them? It seems to be so much.
Well, yeah, it's a lot to remember, and a lot of it's really muscle memory as well, so that as we start to run sections, they build up layers of work that's been corrected over time. But it's a constant progression, and of course each time they work on this duet, they'll physically be in different states. Depends what time we rehearse it in the day, whether it's just after their training or whether it's after a long day of rehearsals.
Of course. And how long is a day of rehearsals? How long would that stretch for?
We start training at 10 o'clock and then finish at 6 o'clock, 6:30 in the UK.
Stamina, spacing's getting better. I just want to go from this lift when she's coming into you. So Beth, you're doing this. Again, just as we spoke about, increasing the travelling at the end of the lift so we get a little bit more of a slide out. Maybe step in stage a little bit at the minute so we feel safe. So Beth coming through and dropping and walking with her, Remy. That's it, delivering her to fourth. Now make sure that your left arm is able to get out of the way so your right arm has a journey over her back. Yes, and then you see you're not so jammed in your shoulders. If you keep this arm here for too long, we're losing you into your shoulder. Releasing that one, and then we get a nice long neck over her back. Yeah, should we just try that one more time? Up, up, swing it, wall, that's it. And long neck. So Remy, don't use her, you need to deliver the arm past her back. Don't use her as a support. So keep moving, better. Yeah. Up, better. And just so I can see that connection as to why she's reacting to you, I need to see the hand go down her back. So Beth, it could be also your angle. This is fine. Beth, turn. Yeah, if you turn upstage away from me, I can't see what he's doing to you. Lift. Down the back, better. And, all right, good. Better. Yeah. Should we just go from this moment here? So this is Juliet going up, back, please. All right, thank you.
So Chris, this is really a dream role for any dancer. How long would someone train to get to this level?
Well, I mean, Beth and Remy...
That was a false start. Let's try
Remy is
that
still
again.
training, obviously.
Beth, on his forehead. Yes, so we need to see you this way, not that way. Oh, that way, that might be easier. Yeah, I just need to see the hand. Yeah, okay. And then just know that you're not going to run into him. Let's just try that one more time, thanks.
So, I mean, Beth and Remy have been with the company a number of years, but it's about introducing these roles to them as dancers when they're at the right time in their career, when they've had the experience of being on stage and being able to hold a full evening of ballet together.
Romeo and Juliet is one of Scottish Ballet's most iconic works. Why would you say that is?
Oh, it's such a classic tale, and I think the ballet production of Romeo and Juliet, it tells the story so beautifully. The score is amazing. You can hear the Prokofiev score. That's Brian Prentice, our rehearsal pianist. And you'll see Richard Honor also works with us daily. He's the principal conductor for the company. So I think the combination of a beautiful score and really stunning choreography from Christophe Pastor, I think that's why it's become quite an iconic work for us.
Much better. Just a couple of spacing things. Remy, the long lift, going upstage, putting her down arabesque. I feel that you don't need to go as high. Putting her down more so here, just before. And then you have space to go upstage. Then it's not such a long journey for the sweep lift. And again, Beth, fall. Yeah, so just coming out of that arabesque, Beth, just take a bigger risk here, and Remy, wait longer to catch her after you go under her leg. So Beth, big step out, and Remy, catch her. Yeah, sweep her off her feet. That's better coming in stage now. So Beth, there's a Remy, as you've got her on your right hip, as you bring her around this corner, if you can find a way to pop her off your right hip and deliver her. So your legs, Beth, are going to do a slight round. Do you know what I mean? So Remy, as you come round, Beth, little bit of a run. She needs to be behind you in order for it to happen. That's okay, we'll keep working on that. It's a detail. Falling. And now, use the momentum. That's better. If you use the momentum of the turn, it helps. So you're just a timing, a coordination thing for you to work on. We'll continue working on that. Just carry on after this. And off the back. This is good. Good. 1, 2. And here. So spacing-wise, we've come a little bit too far, yeah. Okay, but that's okay. That's because we did the swing lift twice. So then we come in for the arabesque. The first one's even. Down, up, and up. Down, up, and up. Yeah. Quicker reaction there. Okay. Shall we go from the corner? Remember, better eye contact after you come out of this lift to see him before you move away to the corner. And then there's a reason for him to come in. All right, just from where we stopped, please. Thank you.
Can remember anyone who would like to send questions can do so on Twitter using the hashtag #SBRomeoJuliet, or you can get in touch on Scottish Ballet's Facebook page. What can you tell us about the choreography in this piece?
Well,
very dramatic, isn't it?
It is, and as Hope's been asking the dancers, they need to be taking risks with the lifts and the amount that they extend the movement. And it follows the story quite well, these two young people taking a risk in their own lives. And I think that's reflected beautifully in the choreography. There's lots of opportunity for them to be discovering each other physically, lots of eye contact, and that's very important to make sure that we see the connection between the two characters. It's quite difficult when they've got so many things to think about in terms of spacing, the lifting, the choreography. The most important thing is they've got to tell us a really stunning story.
And it's a love story, isn't it? Is it hard, do you think, for the dancers to portray that feeling of love on stage?
Well, no, I think it's probably something that once you discover the key for it could be, quite an amazing experience. I think it's difficult, perhaps instantly they know each other very well, but it's finding who they are as characters is important.
Without the music there. So once he goes to the floor, which is 7, you roll away downstage from him. He comes, bring you back. So he doesn't want to be turning, like physically stepping until 8. So 6, 7, 8, and 1, and 2. Da-ga-da-dee, that's it. Okay. He's got a long, it's a really suspended turn, so don't bring him up too early or else he's got nothing to do. Better into the corner is better. Again, just those 2 legs. I saw it's more of a preparation for that lift than I did a 2-leg lift. So I don't want to see you hop into this. Just step and 2 flicks. Better. Yeah. This was all good. And this was very nice. So in your arms, come forward in your arms. You should be here. And this is great. And so good spacing. Just about, yes. So we just look at your legs. Try it, yeah, I think as so you. It's going to be a nice step. You do want to move through his hands to the diagonal. Just be careful that you're not standing so wide and then it's like this big wide position. So a little bit daintier from here. Take through and then you do coming there, but not so dramatic. That's better. Releve. Look at him before you hug him. Yes. And through. Nice big long lift. She's looking a little bit more devant than split. So it's her back leg that needs to be out. I'm going to check and see if that's her or you. So it's the back leg. She's a little bit more tip. Tiny bit more. Yeah. And then still that's better. That's better. Good. This was really improved, guys. The way you did that was had much more surprise and risk. It was really good. We'll just keep working on that.
Guys, should we see if we can get through from where we take it from through to the end?
Yes.
See if we've got that.
Yes.
Where do you want to go from?
Let's go from Remy off the floor.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah, she's going to pull you up before your pirouette, Remy. Do you know where we are?
Just another reminder, if you'd like to ask the dancers a question, you can get in touch on Twitter using the hashtag #SBRomeoJuliet or on Scottish Ballet's Facebook page. Chris, can you tell us a wee bit about the story and the different acts? I believe each one's set in a different period of time.
That's right. It's a really clever device that Christoph has devised, that we see the characters, the principal characters, through 3 generations, if you like. One is pre-war, one is post-Second World War, and one much more up-to-date in the 80s and 90s. And I think it just reaffirms what a timeless tale this is, and that this story has been told for hundreds of years and will continue to be told for hundreds of years. But I think importantly the choreography is quite timeless too. So it's based in classical ballet, but he's obviously got his own flavour in terms of characterising the movement for Juliet and for Romeo.
And we touched on it briefly a moment ago, but obviously dancers have to be quite good actors as well.
Yeah.
Is that a tough discipline to master?
It's one that comes from experience. A lot of dancers won't have acting training as such in their own dance training, so it really does come from stage experience. For these two, there's a lot of trust that needs to go on, especially dancing so intimately and having to rely on each other for being on time for lifts, making sure that the coordination happens equally between them. And we work very hard so that the story for this couple is right for them, but another cast will perhaps have slightly different nuances in their reading of Romeo and Juliet, and we'll make sure that they're telling the best story they can.
So do your lead dancers change about show to show, or how often would they change?
Every show.
Every show. So that makes it quite tricky for the team, working with the dancers as well to try and adapt.
But it keeps it exciting. Very good, some improvements. Really good. Guys, do you want to come and join us? Get your breath. Yeah, good. So maybe they grab a little water first and...
We'll do a couple of quick questions that come through from Twitter. So we've
Sure.
had some good feedback here.
Good.
And it'll be good to find out from the dancers how they're feeling.
Yeah.
So how was that? How was rehearsal?
Oh, good. Let me give you that, Beth. You're right. Come on in, Remy.
Come on in. Hi, hi. So tell me, how was rehearsal for you? How are you feeling that the part's coming on?
Getting better and better now. Each time, I think, when we first started, it was a bit rough around the edges, and very quickly it starts to get smoother, and we get more into character, and now it's getting there, isn't it?
Is it something that just clicks one day and you feel I've mastered this part?
I think over practice and rehearsal, and we've danced together before, so that made it easier. We already had a connection with how we work.
Yes. Okay, we'll take some questions from Twitter. We've got a question last week that we didn't have time to ask from Robert, and this is for you, Beth. Beth, was there an event that inspired you to become a ballerina, or did it just creep up on you?
I don't think it was an event, it was actually music, and it was The Planets by Holst, actually, and Jupiter. I heard it on Classic FM, and I was quite young, must have been about 6 or 7. Fell in love with it. That's made me want to dance.
It just made you...
Yeah.
And where did you go from there? Did you start to take ballet classes, or...?
Yeah, I already did because my sister was dancing, but I kind of felt I had a natural movement in me that wanted to do ballet.
To explore. And what about yourself, Remy? How did you decide that this was...
Different. I was doing karate until 14, the age of 14, and my sister was dancing. And unfortunately, I had an accident, I broke my elbow. And she was doing a summer course. So I started to go and watch, and the teacher told me that I was talented, so I kept going and doing. Yeah.
And you've never looked back?
No, I didn't, no.
Okay, here's another question. Do you have any pre-show superstitions? Any rituals that you do before you go on stage?
For this one, I think we'll probably come and see each other, maybe,
Yeah,
and talk it through, see where our energy is. I think music's a good thing. If you're feeling quite hyper, then you want to listen to some kind of calming music. But I think for this, to see each other will be comforting.
And to keep calm.
And just hope no one says break a leg. That is the one thing you do not want to do. Okay, we've got another question through here. Beth, do you find that you get emotionally involved with the character?
Probably too much, actually. I think this one will be especially hard. Even when the first time it was done, watching it, I was always in the wings, kind of having a few tears. So I do not know what I'll be like for this.
But the music as well is very beautiful and tense. So.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Where is your favourite place in Scotland or the world to perform?
Scottish Ballet.
Good answer.
Yeah. To perform?
I would say Inverness, if I'm allowed to say it. Because I love the city and the theatre, and often I have my parents coming to visit there, so it's quite, I enjoy performing there.
Do you go sightseeing?
Sorry?
Do you go sightseeing when you're there?
Yes.
Yeah. You said Glasgow.
I really like performing. It's our home city for us, so I think we always get a really lovely reaction when we're here, and we're so used to the theatres here. We perform here more than any other, so I think Glasgow is special to us.
Tell us where you're touring with Romeo and Juliet. You're going to Glasgow, and then I believe you're going to Inverness as well.
Yes.
You're also going to London.
Yes, which is really exciting because we don't go down that much. So, of course, we have lots of friends and family, and it's such an iconic place, I think, for dance, especially sad as well. So we're very lucky to be... Do you have your family?
I have my family coming.
Your family
to
come
London as well.
over. Yeah, they must be very, very proud to come and see you.
Yeah.
Does it make you more nervous when your family and your friends come to see you?
I think it's the opposite. I just enjoy dancing for them. And just...
Yeah. And what about you, Beth? Do you ever find it puts you off slightly, or does it encourage you to?
I'm more worried that that they get upset or something, but they'd be shocked, I think. But more excited, I think, when you have family and friends, and that they're going to be there with you, I think.
Another question that came in earlier. Do you find it awkward or embarrassing to play quite a romantic part on stage?
No. With this, you can't not. It naturally evolves, I think, in the work, and no, I don't feel. Do you? I don't know. I don't.
No.
So do you think you just get quite caught up in the whole performance of it then, and you become almost, we touched on this before, you have to act almost when you're a dancer?
Oh, completely. I think every role that we play, we're very rarely ourselves. Really, especially this. I think it's very hard not to get, to feel the passion in this.
But it's quite a challenge, I think, for this role in particular. There's so many things to think about, and then, of course, it has to be spontaneous and look convincing. So that's a real skill, but, that's what we're going for.
Okay, another question that's come in. What is your favourite part about being a dancer? Is it the build-up to the show, or the rehearsal, or is it the actual show itself?
First of all, I would say performing in front of an audience, but the challenge as well to be able to, especially with these companies, a lot of different choreographic roles and dance movement, and so we have to build up and keep improving.
I'm probably quite the same, actually. The build-up for performances is always really exciting when you suddenly start to feel that it's working more and it's getting easier. But the performance is the ultimate top, I think.
That's the top.
Yeah. Do you still get quite nervous when you go out on that first night?
Yeah, I think if I didn't, then I'd probably wonder why I was doing it, really.
Good nerves.
Yeah,
Adrenaline.
always.
Okay, let's see. We've got another question through here. Do you admire any particular dancers in the industry? Is there anyone that you've aspired to become?
I would say Baryshnikov.
I think I have so many. I think you take bits from each dancer. Teachers as well, they have a massive influence when you're younger and you're training. But just see as much as you can, see as many different dances. It makes you...
And every single dancers have something different, so you just want to pick from different dancers and make it your image.
Okay, and finally, do you ever get fed up performing the same show night after night?
Never.
No.
There's always something to work on and to improve, and yeah, that's part of the job.
You can always find, different bits of the work to work on or explore, getting deeper into the movement. So, yeah.
Are you quite hard on yourselves when you come off stage? You think I could have done that so much better? Yeah.
I think we're our biggest critics. I think, if we watch this back later, we'll probably be like that. But.
You were brilliant. Well, listen, thank you very much. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you to everyone who's tuned into this special webcast. Romeo and Juliet is touring across Scotland and into London until the end of May, and we do hope to see you at one of those shows. Thank you. Goodbye.